What's going on, everybody? Top 10 Pokemon back, and I hope y'all had a wonderful Christmas holiday, because today I am bringing you, let's say, a part 2 of 10 more of the worst Pokemon card investments you could have made in the past 2 years. So I decided to make this video for 2 reasons. First one being, y'all seem to really like my part 1 of this series, so there's that. And reason number 2, I think we could all use some extra education on what not to do when it comes to periods of hype in this hobby and also with investing in that hype. So before I get started, I would like to encourage you to please become a channel member if you're not already. It's only 99 cents. I would really appreciate it. If you don't want to do that, please consider using my eBay affiliate link in the description below. If you do any shopping, it gives my channel a small kickback. If you don't want to do either one of those, please just give the video a like and please consider being a subscriber to this channel. Thank you. So much like the first video, we're going to gauge these 10 investments not by dollar amount loss, but rather percentage lost. So we'll be going over 10 of some of the worst investments you could have made percentage-wise, and we'll also be talking about why these investments ultimately failed. Disclaimer, I am not making this video to be smug. I am not making this video to say that anybody who bought during a period of hype is stupid. I have made bad investments. If you don't believe me, once again, check out my top 5 worst Pokemon card investments video. You'll see for yourself there. So with that all being said, let's jump right into this list with our number 10, which is the PSA 10 EV V Max. Now, about 16 months ago, this card had a sale of $125. Fast forward to today, you're practically giving this card away as it sells for about $12.50 plus $5 shipping. Which means that if you bought an EV V Max 16 months ago and you tried to sell one today, you're looking at about an 85.6% loss. Now, the investment of this card failed for multiple reasons. First off, it was extremely available, being in every single Shining Fates Elite Trainer box, because Shining Fates was one of the most hyped up sets, and this EV V Max from the get-go failed to perform, because $125 really isn't that much when you first hit the market. So today, if you go and grade an EV V Max and it gets a PSA 10, you're going to lose money. So at an 85.6% loss, this EV V Max is the number 10 on the list today. The number 9 worst investment would have to go to the Pikachu V Max Rainbow Rare from Vivid Voltage in PSA 10. Believe it or not, folks, believe it or not, this card had multiple sales of around $1,550. And in today's market, this card in PSA 10 sells for about $213, which, if my math is correct, and I do believe it is, you're looking at about an 85.9% loss. That is, if you bought at the tippy top and you go to sell today. Now, I think a big demise of this card in terms of losing a massive percentage of value was the fact that Vivid Voltage was just one of the most printed sets of all time. So the supply of raw Pikachu V Maxes was insane. The pop report has finally filled up to insane levels, and we're seeing the effects of that in the price today. Pikachu V Max, number 9 worst investment you could have made. Coming in number 8 is the Shining HoOh Black Star promo from Shining Legends. This is an awesome card. This card used to sell quite frequently in auction for about $320. I recall a year or so ago having like 10 of these cards out for grading, and I kept seeing auction prices of like $300 plus for this card. I'm thinking, come on, PSA, get these cards back to me. I gotta sell these cards, because I knew what was gonna happen. And sure enough, you wanna sell one today, you're looking to get about $55. And this Shining HoOh suffered the same fate as the EV V Max in that it's just extremely easy to obtain, as it came in every single Shining Legends Elite Trainer box. So even though it's got that fancy Shining word in front of it, the supply of this card, it was just too much for the market to handle. The price plummeted. Number 8 worst investment. The number 7 worst investment you could have made was buying a PSA 10 special delivery Charizard right when it hit the market. Folks, this card was selling for about $1,625, while today it sells for only $200. Now, that's not to say that you can't sell this card for a little bit more than $200, I realize that, but it's just insane to me to see something be as valuable as over $1,600 now down to $200, which would yield you about an 87.6% loss. Why such a drastic decrease? Well, It's in the name. Special Delivery Charizard, which you could easily replace all those words with the word hype. Because that's pretty much what this card ran on, was just raw, unfiltered hype. And it's a shame too, because this card had everything going for it. It is a promo, it had Charizard, it had a Pikachu on the back of it. What's not to love? But people hyped up this card so much that it couldn't defeat the fact that there's a ton of supply, which made it the number 7 worst investment on our list today. Coming in 6th place, we're going to put a PSA 9 in the mix in this unlimited base set Raichu. Just looking at this card gives me PTSD. I've had some bad experiences with this card. But anyway, even PSA 9 base set unlimited WotC Hollows were going for some staggering prices 2 years ago. This card was selling for around $560. And I can attest to that because I sold mine for about the same price. But since the population report has flooded, particularly in PSA 9s, this card now sells for about $61. Which, if you bought at that hype and you sell now, you're talking about an 89.1% loss. The fact of the matter is, folks, these base set unlimited cards were very widely available. That's why they called it unlimited. And a majority of them will come back from grading as PSA 9s or lower. This Raichu Hollow in PSA 9 is the number 6 worst investments on our list today. Coming in number 5, I put 2 cards in the 5th place. And they are both amazing rare cards from Shining Fates. First one being this Kyogre amazing rare that in PSA 10 once sold in auction for $280. Fast forward to today, you're talking at most maybe selling for about $28, which would yield you about a 90.1% loss for the Kyogre. But we also have the Yveltal amazing rare that was once selling for $170. Nowadays, you're lucky to sell it in auction for about $15, which would yield you about a 91.2% loss for this amazing rare, which is pretty amazing. Pretty much all of the amazing rares that came out between Vivid Voltage and Shining Fates, they all plummeted in value, at least in the graded card market, because they were just extremely easy to pull out of these booster boxes and elite trainer boxes. They were, once again, very plentiful. Tons and tons of them saturated the market, hence the price today. So these 2 amazing rares from Shining Fates are the number 5 worst investments. Coming in number 4, we have the Pikachu promo card from the General Mills cereal boxes. That's right, folks. Peeps be opening up the cereal boxes, grading this card into oblivion. Now, when this card first hit the graded market, it was selling for about $375. But much like Pokemon cards, cereal boxes are produced in mass quantities. As nowadays, this Pikachu Hollow sells for about $24.50. Which, if you bought it when it first came out, and then you go to sell it now, you're looking at about a 93.6% loss. Not much else to say about this, folks. It's just like the rest of the cards on this list. It was a subject of hype. I remember people trying to sell their Cinnamon Toast Crunch for obscene amounts of money on eBay. Then I go to Walmart and see pallets of them through the aisles. So it was definitely not an uncommon product. Yeah. This promo Pikachu is the number 4 worst investment. Getting down to the final 3, folks. Now, last video we picked on the Hollow Charizard from the Celebrations Classic Collection. This time we're going to pick on Big Blue here, as the PSA 10 Blastoise Hollow once sold for $726 when it first hit the graded market. Nowadays, this card sells as a Gem Mint 10 for about $46, which between those 2 price points would yield you about a 93.7% loss. So what went wrong? I mean, it's the OG base set Blastoise artwork. Why isn't this card selling for so much more? Insane amount in the pop report, that's why. That's pretty much the ongoing theme of this video, is saturation of the graded card market. This Celebrations Blastoise Hollow, 3rd worst investment mistake. Coming in number 2, this is actually super interesting, at least to me. We're going back to the McDonald's collection promo cards that came out early 2021 in the Happy Meals. Remember those? Those are good. We remember a certain Chikorita Hollow from that set selling in auction, I kid you not, for $382. Fast forward to today, these graded McDonald's promo cards are practically worthless, as you could buy a Chikorita here for about 20 bucks. Early 2021 was an insane period of hype. People were going to McDonald's, trying to buy up as many Happy Meals as possible, offering to just buy the card straight up. but they weren't allowed to do that. And then tried to grade them and flip them like this seller did here, that sold it for $382 and make a huge profit. But that price certainly does not translate to what it's worth today. This here Chikorita, the number 2 worst investment you could have made, as you would have had a 94.8% loss. The number 1 craziest percentage decrease that I could find, it was truly staggering. It was the shiny Charizard VMax from Shining Fates in PSA 10. When the first PSA 10 copies came out, it was selling for about $3,800. Which, if you fast forward to today, I saw the most recent sale of this card and it sold for $162. Oh man. So if you were unlucky enough to buy this card at $3,800 and then you wanted to sell that card today, you're looking at about a 95.6% loss, which puts the Charizard VMax from Shining Fates at the number 1 spot on the list. Thank you for watching, folks. I want to reiterate that I realize that not everybody bought these cards at the tippy top and are selling them all at the bottom. I realize that. It's just interesting to me, and I feel like we can all learn something when it comes to buying cards when they first come out, or buying cards when Pokemon is super duper hyped up and it can't sustain that value. I hope you all learned something from this video. I know I did. Please, once again, give the video a like on your way out. Thank you so much for tuning in, community. I really appreciate you. I will catch you all in my next one.